Hello guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel. So this morning guys, we will continue uh, creating the front end of our uh, minimal minimal web API created in .NET 7, .NET Core 7 or .NET 7 framework, this one. So this is minimal API that's we created in .NET 7, and we are using Entity Framework Core 7, and see here Microsoft Entity Framework Core 7, and of course SQL Server database. So this is the database now guys. So this is the existing data that we have. So if we run this one, our endpoint are ready to be triggered from our front end, which will be Angular 15. So if we query here, uh, should display the data. Yeah, this one. Then, for example, we add another data. We can post data to our database. So we just post car here, try it out. And this ID is incremented already by SQL Server. This is identity. So for example, with number, let's see, okay, and we just execute this, and it's successful. We were able to add a data to our SQL Server database. We are using Entity Framework Core 7 as our ORE, which acts as a bridge from our code to the database. So here we have two data, and then now we are going to, we will use this endpoint, this localhost 7172, so we will not end this process. So it will be accessible in our front end. So I'll go to my Studio, uh, Visual Studio Code. So this is our project. So actually guys, I have created this last night, and I just stopped the video because I encounter a lot of problem and issues. Then I already solved it last night. So it can query now. So I just show you what had been done last night. So if we serve this feeds in this serve -0 or open, it's already used here. So we can just say yes, another part. Right, so it's creating our, okay, so as you can see, it's display now the two records that we have in our API. So I also added here a log. So we go to console, and you can see that the array, there are two records. So the problem that I encountered last night is that it's not showing the records here, but it has just an empty line. So when I check this, for example, ID, plate number, description, is capitalized in my code, but it's here, and the request response is small. So something like this is camel case, or yeah, camel case. The second word is capital, first letter, but the first is small. Camel casing. That's camel casing. Okay, so in here, last time when with the services, where is that? I mean in this component, this one, I think this one, TML, this one. I follow what is written in the model. This one. No, yeah, that is capital because in my SQL Server, as you can see, is capital ID, capital P, discretion, which is wrong. So I think there's a difference in Angular. And there's a way to do that so it will automatically convert to camel casing. So that's the issue. So I just follow what is being in the log. So it should be small because in our schema entities in the SQL Server, ID is capital, plate number is capital, description is capital, owner is capital. And when you query that we issue, the response is become small later for the first uh later the first word. So it's camel kissing. So yeah, what we did before anything else is first we create an a services component. So we created a folder services, and then we issue command ngc component services ng global is for services, and then this was created, and then this is the TypeScript that we have added. So first and foremost, we inject, we yeah this is just hard coded. So now this API URL is environment.api URL. We put that in our development environment. We created an environment here and added that file. So it's something like this. So we have to put this endpoint which is coming from our uh, this one API. So this is localhost 7172. So that's what we put here. And then of course you have to put also that in this one because this will be the production. If it will be boiled as production, it will query from here. And after that, we created the services. So this one, okay. So we use HTTP client to access our endpoint from endpoint API endpoint. So we imported it from Angular Common HTTP. So that is why here the constructor, I mean, we have private HTTP of type HTTP client. So this will perform HTTP request. But I also encounter, guys, that this value or this library, the dependency, is not existing yet. So as I researched, of course, Google is our friend. So it's say that in the tsconfig.json, you have to add this three command: type roots, nodes, modules type, because it was not there before. So I add this. This is module common HTTP, and after that, the services works now. So this one, I mean, the HTTP client is already existing. So you can see it's not existing because you cannot import it. So it will have an read warning. And then we created our method here, get cars. Of course, this is an observable. So observable, guys, is just like it's a way to query to your identify endpoint and will send you the response in not a bulk one like you promised before, but it is in a stream of data. And it will be, you can get the data if you issue the subscribe. We will uh, it can be seen in our in the later on. So that's the observable is part of, it's not part of Angular, but it's part of the RxJS library. So that's why we import this one from RxJS library. So that is observable. And of course the entity is car of RE. And we just return this, that is HTTP GET. This is how you query a request from the server. And the return will be car of type of RE. And of course you pass your URL there, endpoint, this URL plus the API cars. So as you can see here in our this one in our web API, this is the endpoint if you get cars. Yeah, that's one. Localhost driven API that cars. So this is that we are going to get. Right? So this is basically what we are going to do in the frontend client. And this is the get all service, get all cars, get all cars method that we will query that in the component of where we display. So for example, in a car list component, this is the component where we can display the result of that query. So as you can see here, guys, we have, we have imported the car service. This is the service library that we've created. And then we have a listing variable here, public of type car array, which is initialized to empty. And our constructor here, again, we create a private car service. This is the car service of type car service. And then in our car list component, we implement on init. So in the on it buoy, this is on it load initialization. It will call now the car service that get all cars. Yeah, so I mentioned the observable type, and it will load the data once you subscribe. So this is that subscribe. If you will not subscribe it, then you cannot get the data. But the return of this will be in a stream of array, in a stream of data. It's not a bulk. So there's a command also next, which is of type cars, and this is an lambda expression. This thing you just assign it to cars. Sorry, and this is the log. You can just uncomment this. I just put this a log so I can see it in a browser what happening, because as I mentioned earlier, I cannot get the data. So I put a log, and if there's an error, I just log also the respond. So that's basically what we are doing, guys. But in our STML component where we display, nothing have changed. It's just the same. Before that, we use static car data or car records. It's just the same. Okay, so but there is one also issue, or one fixes that I did end up in the backend side in our web API. So this part, when I just close this one, this is also the course. So I added here add course, because if you will not add this, you cannot query, you cannot trigger the endpoint. The origin with origin asterisk, just put it asterisk so everything can access this API and allow header, allow method. And of course below we add use course, and then they specify my specific origin, which is a variable here, this one. And that way it will allow you now to access the endpoint, right? So this is the what we did last night. So we were not able to save the video. So when you run this one, and then our front end, so front end now, scan again. Punta dito, and I'm speaking Tagalog. Okay, guys, so I hope you're from Philippines so you can understand Tagalog as well. So yeah, so I lost my Angular client browser, so I just issue in the serve again, and hyphen auto open. It will, I will just create a new, because I cannot see the browser now where it's opening. So this one, guys, so it's displaying now. So for example, if we will create an ad, but for now there's no ad yet. So to try this query another records, we just create an post request in our API here. So we add another one, and let's see if it's added also there. So ID is not needed here because this is identity in SQL Server. So in JB1111, and it's executed. Uh, see here, just represent. Alright, so we have now the listing of our car data. So guys, we can now query a list of cars from our endpoint, which is coming from our SQL Server through our .NET Core Minimal API, and front end is now working. So we're gonna have to add a button here or add here, so we can allow to add, and we will expose or we will use this one, this endpoint add car. Right? Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe, guys, so you will be notified for the many videos that will be coming soon. So help me support my channel and we'll keep on creating, right? So I'm just basically learning this Angular also, guys. So we learn together. If you have some recommendation, suggestion, please don't hesitate to comment out. Okay, guys? So we will create our add component first. Let's go to the terminal. We'll go to cd source plus app, and cars folder. So we have car list, so we need to add in Z. Z, create a component in Z global, and this is component. We can just see add component. Yeah. So we have added here, guys. Uh, yeah, we have car list component for listing, then we have add cars for adding a car. So we have the HTML and we have the components here. And of course we have the CSS specific for this component, right? So that's how we can create a component. Then in our routing modules here, we add the routes for our cars. So we will add from here. It should be what is assigned to, if you have, this is your path, then will display the component will be equals to so, so we have a route now, so we will create the HTML. So if we click this as a router link, it will look to our car ads component. Okay. Right guys, so we go to our app routing components, app component HTML. This is our main page. So we just add another min order. So we just copy this one. Would be add card. So will be cars that add card. So can you see local host cars and see you have this the HTML is showing. So this is the HTML of the add cars. So we have nothing here yet. So we will create the HTML for this. Alright. Okay, let's dig here. The shortcut would be this is our HTML page. This will be the form that will input to add let's just see which one here. Like that. It's the class with the string. So this is all bootstrap guys. So you want to learn more about bootstrap, you can just go to the bootstrap get bootstrap website. So I know basic HTML but very complex one, and there are lots of, you don't need to create your own CSS because we are using bootstrap. So everything is there, you can just use a sample to classroom. You can see what's the CSS for that classroom, and we have class. We will just put, this is bootstrap, it's in column 12, the whole screen is 12, so we just specify column 6, so it's mean it will be half of the screen. We can use this one. So the division date, and we have the form here, so like that. So the form is the division again here, and let's see, we have class of this one 3, and here can have just name to the ID because ID is automatically created. So this will be plate number. Can use the class of form. This is also bootstrap level. You just label it's and then this label will be the plate number. Like that. So save it. You can go to it so you can see plate number. And the right side column we will put the text box or the input box for another user to input. So I'm gonna have here input type will be equals to text, and the class which is equals to form dot control can specify here the ID first. Later on we will issue the command for Angular, but this one is to have the ID. Say for example like that, and can see that we have a text back here, but it's going down. I don't want it to be down. I just want here later. So we just copy and paste this for another. What? So read the description. Uh, just description. First type still text. We are still using string data here. So this one, I know its name, its name. Okay. So let's put button here, submit button, right? Submit, sub the class, btn, prime. And this is bootstrap plus. Let's just say save. So we have saved now. Okay, so we click that and inputting here and click. It should go here in the listing and then the data will add. Okay. So we have now the ng form. This form equals should be ng form, right? That ng form. And module I app module that is By the way, guys, before we create the services, we add the imports here, CP client module. Now, because we are using the form also, we need to import the form modules here. That's it. So our add component, it will be available now because we already add the form module. And then, so let's go to our add component. We will create the TypeScript for adding here. So first we're gonna make initialization on init, just like before. On init, this one on init. Yeah, it's being imported here. And then this one should create a method. What? How can I create it automatically? It's not. So manually ng on init. This is the method on init of type void. So this will be called once session. So it should be inside in the export side. Constructor here. Here we'll import private service that we'll be going to create. Service. So we will create now the components in our add cars component. So we implement on it. So constructor, let's say later just create a constructor later. Leave it for now. Then we will have a variable here, public variable, add car quiz. Just set using C sharp again. So this is TypeScript, not C sharp. So this will be of type cars, car. This is our model. And you can initialize it. Should be imported here. It's like that. So add import, then ID. We'll just set to blank. So this is that's just 0 because this is number. Now function, which is setting an empty variable for now, and owner is empty. Alright, so it's our initialization value. Yeah. Alright, so next in our mm, constructor here, we have to inject the services. So we have private, uh, yeah, the service that we created before. We call it, what's the service name? This one, because we're gonna add the method here for adding. So this is a car service. Yeah. So type, let's automatically import it here. So that way we can use this service. And it's here, service. It all cars, so we don't have a method yet in the service, so we will create it first. So we'll go back to the service here, and we will add here the method for adding. So car, car method is adding an intelligence. I'll just put sit there. Purpose, initialization variable, build type car, uh, have to be observable here. And type It's not the one. This is add car component to define first the service. So this one, it's not the add car request. So we create the form first here. Uh, this will be uh, car this one. Click the submit, it will go here. Let's add cars, car. These are variables. We get the engine model, the name, so the name here also. This description and this well. What is equal to our variable public value for add carry is that so this will be NG. So get save. Let's try. This is add car. We add car and then we just console log run add car does not exist car component. So one try to type here. Let's say it call on our method add car before calling save and speak. Save. So here's the one. So we're able to get the ID. What's the ID? ID is create our service. Car quiz. This is global variables. This will be car. Observable as well. What type car? Same as before. should representation should return error, right? Return this, that, repeat that. So we are not going to post, so we choose post. This is URL, string body, option header like that. So that's our API in posting is here. It's API add car. Gonna work now. Let's see, add car request. So we call the service bar our add car. So instead of loading in here, we need to subscribe. So we have to call the service here. It's the service. This is the method of our service. Add car. The part you need to subscribe. Subscribe will be subscribe. Expression. So that navigate. So service. So let's try not putting with this. Let's see if we can add. So this. So currently we have 3 chords, and then let's see if we can add JD and description. Name. Let's see. save. Oh, it's added now. This is now the, but after we save, we should go back to the listing. So we will put the router link. So router link, to input the router link. Okay. So constructor, we should inject here the private variable router. Group type should be router, and enter this one. It's imported. Yeah, the router is from Angular router. It's being imported. Now from here, you can just see this the variable, this router, and there is a method there. Navigate. You will just use the navigate, and you can say navigate command in extra navigation, an array of URL. So we just simply saying that we should navigate to cars. This router does navigate. So navigate. That's an array. And so see here, this is the car listing. So this is the car, so we should go here to adding. That's why we put here router navigate cars. Car, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So description, description, owner's name, get, save. Oh, it's going back here and we are adding the records. Okay, so if we see our database as well, so you can see that it has 5 records now. So now we are able to push the data from Angular and save to our SQL Server through our endpoint using minimal API, guys. So this is so nice. So basically, at first, this is so hard if you are really starting, but by making mistakes and making just religiously do it. If you don't know how to do it, then go to the documentation of Angular, how there are samples, tutorials, and you have to implement by yourself. So that's what I'm doing. So a few months from now, I'll be expert on this topic. Yeah, so basically what we did here is creating this first the service right here, the service. So we already have two service method here, get all cars and add cars. And then the API, that's what we are calling from our .NET 7 minimal API. So that's it, guys. I think yeah, we still have missing delete and update to become a CRUD operation. So yeah, maybe we can continue making it so it will be finished. All right, so let's go to our terminal and we'll create a new component now. To source slash app slash component, that component png global component, and this will be, we have cars add, we also got cars that edit, create a component, So now we have already the edit component here. So this one. So this is the HTML. No, this one edit here. So will be that's HTML, and this is the TypeScript command. So we're gonna add like what we did in the add method, and then of course you have to go to your app module here. So in the module you have to, yeah, it's being added now here. So routes app component, that is, what's the route again? I think it's the app. So routing, I guess this one is the routing. So we can add here, if we edit and then we add the routing here, fat type cars, edit, and then you have to load the component, which is car edit components. That's it. Then we build our edit component now. So in our edit, guys, we need to add, because we will passing ID. So we need to add here. So ID, so it will be passed in the edit component. And then our edit component HTML, edit and in the list first, is HTML. So we're gonna have here it's gonna be just blank. TD. This will be it's not go use its strip, but we will use router link. So this will be router link equals like that. Uh, it's car. It's a listing variable, and then say that. Uh, so need to close this. We just call this view. It's an error here. And Router link is not a valid attribute name. Attribute name. Here. It's just a typo errors, guy. Hmm. It's double. Router link is equals. And then this one is open that. When you click, it's passing the ID. See the ID? Okay. So this one passing the ID. Okay. So next is we need to create. Okay, so just display here. This is wrong. So this is will be cars. So that is why if you see here in listing and review this, it will go here. So we will create now our edit HTML. Alright, so from here, edit HTML, this part, we just delete this. So all we have to do is just to copy the add component HTML. They are just basically the same here. And first we just need to edit this. Edit our cars, and this will be later on we can have in this submit, and this we will create this method. And of course we gonna display the ID here and put it here. This will be for the ID, but we have to make this as read only. So this is ID, but this will be read only. So you cannot edit that. This will be ID. That later on we have to create this not add, but this is edit card details. Just replace on later on. We go to our component, edit component. From here, of course, we have to implement the implement. Sorry, and it's already exported here. First, you're gonna have the constructor first. Constructor. Constructor. We need the route. So just have a variable private route of type that will be activated route. Activate route. So this one activate route. Then we need also car service. So the car service, private car, this car service is of type of car service. Right? That's how automatically it's imported here. So we can use it now in our own init. Init initialization we call the route and the foreign map is observable that contains the required map. So we have to subscribe here and then subscribe to the next method will be the parameter params. So this parameter guys, it will allow us to get the ID that is being passed. Okay, so let's have just a constant ID will be equals to the params that get and then it's being passed is ID. There. After we get the ID, just check if ID is not known. If ID is not known, so we can have this that car service that we have to use the get car with ID. So service here with cars with ID. Okay, so we don't have get cars all. It's always get cars also. We need to create that in our service as well, so we can get we press the we need to create the service for this so we can get it. So we have our VBPI here, this one, the get cars by ID. So that's the one that we are going to use, passing the ID. So from the service one, we can add a method here that will get car with parameter ID and it should be of type. Let's try it. There's no problem if we make it a string, and of course it will be observable of type car. And then this is basically will return it's the up here. This is get. Oh my god. Return this. We have HTTP injected here. And of course this is get. But get type car. And then this will be the parameter of this URL. This car. And then let's add here plus the API itself, which is API, and then the ID plus that one. So get car pass by ID, so we can have this method in our created car component here. This so we can now have this. This is the service that get car but this is passing ID. Start, and then we have to subscribe. Person to subscribe. So, this will create a variable and will assign the span. So our details. Remember add they have details there also. So we just copy that one. This is just an initialization of what? Why you cannot copy? This will be next response to discard details is equal to victim. If ID is not blank, then we'll call the service healing the ID. Then we subscribe. And then the next property would be the response would be equals. I'm missing here. Get the ID, get the person URL. ID is not blank, then we call the service, and then we subscribe it. Subscribe. Next span equals to discard details is equals to respond. this is now, guys. So basically, we're having problem with indentation. So we get the ID from our forum root. We have passed from the HTML going here. Then if ID is not blank, then we call the service ID because we subscribe. And then we put that respond to our card details, which is initialized here. Okay. So let's console that log here. You can get the detail. This one. Save it. By the way, this part, the card details. This is not done yet. You need to with our HTML part update card. There's no need to the update card on this one. This will be like that. Save it to pull update card. Submit update card. So from here, get our data here. We just create first the yeah, we have our in our state this one we already have the update endpoint. This one, but so we'll make the service for this API update pass the ID. So let's go to the car service component. Let's have here update car passing string. This is the edit details. It's the car details variable that we have. This is type car. And then of course this will be observable for type car as well. That and this will basically return the spot is an update that is, and then to type return type this car. The is URL plus our API. This API that is our endpoint here. The car. Car. Well, this is complete. Let's see, it's the model. to pass the ID. Variable that will be here put is card details. Yeah. So we have this update method. So in the edit component here, uh, this method update car. So this will be this that car service. We just call the update car service. And it will record a parameter of ID. So this that where's the ID? Car details that ID. Those ID. And this will be this that this is details that we need to subscribe, so it will pass the response subscribe. This is an observable endpoint. What's this? For details that ID string. So in our service, this subscribe. Then the command of subscribe is pmix. This will be the response from the this HTTP endpoint. So what you do here, just need to navigate to another. Just then navigate. This is first we have to inject this variable. Okay, so we will type this is router 40 here. We this router from Angular router. So that's it. So we make sure that this is being called in our STML page of the edit. STML is this the function okay. And then submit router. So other mathematics is in the car edit component. So, so maybe this is update car. Subscribe next. Hit the plate number. Sorry, it's 5. Oh, we're not getting the data. So to the STML updated. Score detail. Okay, what's the problem here? Maybe an our service. This one is number string. Things not assignable to parameter type number. Okay, we have just fixed our problem, so we just change our our service instead of string because our data model, the ID is number. So we change this number, and then our created components. We just convert this ID as number, get ID, and we can now display the details here. In the update, first ID. Okay, let's try if it works now. So you have here the get file. So this is 5. I will just change this one to NGB1234 and so, and this one will be Adrian. Click save. Oh, so it's not updated. What's the problem here? Why it's not updating? See this one. Oh, there's another problem. Why it's not updating? Let's see. Service update number should be both cars. This API car that ID then car details. Let's log this update car subscribe router. So here, let's log here. The cars details that ID. Car service update car has to run. Let's just console and hear what we get. So and we example we change this below. So save the deluso the owner. So it's by that number we get it, but it's not updating. See, or we navigate. So we just fix the problem why it's not updating. It's not on our code and here, but it's on the API. And this part I only update description, and this one I already updated. So we need to take a look in our Angular now. It's my Angular again. So example, this one guys, this is ID3, and we have to update this. It's just new description, this new owner. Click save, and there it's new owner, new this, new. Okay, so we have now the update. The lacking one is delete. So our this is very long video. So right guys, don't forget to subscribe. So one more for the delete. So same as usual, we just copy or we create first or anything which comes first is okay. But for me, we can construct all our API, our service first. This is calling the API. So we just copy this one, and its name is delete car. This is passing ID, and yeah, we are not going to pass anymore model because this is just if you get the ID, then you can now delete. So this is the problem that is not updating, but it's actually the problem is in the API itself in our .NET Core. So delete would be HTTP. Of course, this is HTTP delete. HTTP delete, and then Pascal. Of course, this is the model, and this URL. Yeah, this will be it's our API here. API delete plus the ID. So delete, and then we just pass the ID here. That. So this is our service. We're gonna consume it. It's compiled successfully. So next we're gonna go to the edit component. We just add button there. But first we have to create first our method here, delete method. So delete car method. What's that? It says delete car method. So this will be passing an ID of type number. And let's get rid of this. We are using this one. This delete car. So we gonna call the service now. So this will be this that of course we already injected our service, and this will be deleted. Just pass the ID. So that's it. And to make it finalize, subscribe, same as usual. This is subscribe. If you will not subscribe, nothing will happen. So subscribe, and then the next method will be the respond. This is how it works in Angular. The respond will be equals to what we'll do if you terminate here. Should not be terminated. So it's fun. What happened here? We just go to the router. This that because we already have the router variable, so we just use router. So we have to navigate to our listing. That's it. For deleting, we have to navigate to our car listing. So it will be in plus like that. So we have to terminate this with semicolon. So that's our method now. So we need to call that from our HTML feeds. Okay, so just like the edit, so we put a button there. Guys, we will go to our edit HTML component, HTML for this edit. We just gotta have another button here, and just have, this is not a submit, this is just a type button, and instead of primary we can make it that danger because it's going to delete. Yeah, plus button danger. Danger. And then we have the method of click. This is in Angular, that's, yeah, click, and of course that would be equals our method there in the component. This is a delete car passing an ID, so this will receive an ID. So delete car, then you have to pass the ID. So where do we get the ID? So basically this is the ID. It's read only here. It will be like that. Delete car first, that is the ID. Save it, compile. Okay, it's successful. Now I think it will work now. So for example, this one we have to view this one, and there's a delete, so we delete number 4. So 4 is not, it's gone now. And for example, this one we delete. Oh, example this one. Why it's saved? It should be deleted. So we go back here. This is just that option. So delete. Okay, viewing the data now. You can have the delete now. Alright guys, so it's so long journey to have our CRUD operation using Angular 15 as our front end. This is the first time, I mean, it's second time, maybe. Yeah, because if you stop doing it, then you also forgot. So that is why, because I will be having a project in Angular front end, and the back end is .NET 7 with API, of course, NT3 framework or the ORM, and of course our database is SQL Server. So we've done. So guys, don't forget to subscribe. This is our CRUD operation using Angular. And of course, if you did not watch my previous video creating the web API, you can watch it. And please don't forget to subscribe. And of course, hit the bell button so you will be notified in our upcoming and interesting and exciting exciting topics soon. Because this is just a starter. And we're gonna expert soon. Yeah, so happy learning guys. Bye bye.